Hello guys, welcome back. My episode 2 in my PvP series. And by the way, if you haven't seen my first episode, I recommend you go watch it. It'll let you know, fill you in how I got to this point. So, but now, at this point, if you remember, we ended the last video with me fighting that griffin. And as you can see now, I'm low on health, my wyvern, and I'm heavy. So yes, we got some good stuff off the griffin. And it was a pretty good fight, but I came out the victor. So, don't forget guys, if you're liking any point of this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment. But what we got, I flew over to the first drop I could find to put it in upload to keep it safe. So we had, as you'll see here, from that griffin, we got a nice Doedicurus, 150 trank arrows, 45 trank darts, some metal, and some walls, metal walls. So not too bad, pretty good. The blueprints I had from that base, that raided base that we found the other episode. So I went ahead and put all this stuff in upload so that it would be safe. I then had a plan. So step 1 of my plan, to tame a couple of Arthros, just low levels. That would do me just fine. But to tame 2 of them in case something went wrong with the first one. So I did just that. Tamed up 1 and then tamed the second. Then I proceeded to go to step 2 of my plan. Since I had trank arrows without any farming and trank darts, step 2 was to tame me a nice pair of stegos. So after some searching, I found a nice level 150, and my plan was to knock it out and tame it, which I did. Then after that, I tamed up, searched, and found a decent level mate for it, and tamed that one as well. So I had 2 decent stegos. They didn't come out with the best health, but not terrible. My ultimate goal was to get into this base. You remember this base from the episode before. The one I had scouted? Yeah, they had turrets, but I had a plan. As you can see, they had some turrets in there, and my plan was very simple. See if I could get in, being that maybe they didn't have too many turrets, and I was just starting out. Certainly they could give me an upgrade to what I had. But first off, I need a place to craft a few things, like C4 and a few basics, as well as to store some of my items that I was now acquiring, because upload was full and I was running out of places to keep stuff. So I knew about this sneaky location in the Redwood Forest. It's actually a good location. It rarely gets scouted, even on official servers. So I quickly made a stone cliff platform and put a few basic things down. Bed, smithy, storage box, fabricator, and proceeded to make a few C4. I didn't have much, so I just farmed a few basic things just to make a handful of C4. Couldn't make rockets yet because I was not high enough level at this point. I also went over, I did not record it, but I also went over to Genesis 2 and tamed up a snow owl. Nothing great, just a mid-level snow owl. Now it was time for my plan to come together. Head back over to that base and see what we could do. Throw down a few sleeping bags for good measure. And check out a stego. I had 2, so I would have mate boost. Although they only had primitive saddles, my hope was that maybe these guys only had 1,000 ammo or less in each turret, and I'd be able to soak the majority of them and get in there relatively easy. So once I did that, went over and proceeded to use my Arthro because I didn't have much C4, didn't have any rockets, And I was going to weaken the door, but not break it, because they had turrets right behind the door. So if I braked all the way through, my Arthro as well as myself would die instantly from the turrets. So my plan was to get it weak and then go back and throw one C4 on it and finish it off. And that's what I did. And just like that, we had our opening. Now to see if we could make any progress. First of all, there was a velo that I could easily see from here. Figured I'd take that out first because no sense having the velo do extra damage to my stegos. I had a decent compound bow I had found from Genesis too, but I was not able to make any metal arrows. I was not high enough level, so we had to use stone arrows. And after many arrows, we did manage to take out the velo. And just like that, we were ready to start soaking. Our stegos had a few level ups, not a whole lot, and just a primitive saddle, but still. My hope was that we could soak this for a little while, and hopefully if there wasn't much ammo, we'd be able to get in there before too long. Since they were offline, my plan was simple. Soak with the stegos, move out of range, heal them up with the snow owl, and continue soaking. So I proceeded to grab my snow owl to start the healing process. But what do you see in the bottom right corner? Yeah, I did that. So there is my sleeping snow owl. But thankfully they were, like I said, offline, and I was able to get it wakened up in time. Then finally, after some time, proceed with healing and soaking. And I proceeded to soak and heal, soak and heal, rinse and repeat for 3 hours straight. I did not feel that my stegos were good enough to simply rush in there and rocket them. I didn't have rockets, but these stegos were not imprinted or anything, and they did not have good saddles, so I couldn't actually walk it in there. I would never have made it. And after 3 hours, I determined that they had a lot of ammo in their turrets, so I did what any good ARC player would do. I gave up for now and went to farming. Because there was something I needed yet, something I wanted, really needed to help me move along. What was that, you ask? It was a mining drill. And after getting the necessary resources, I proceeded to make my mining drill so I could now get some metal. As I was doing my farming, I came upon something amazing. What is it, you ask? That's it. A 145 rock golem. Oh yeah. That gave me a new plan. And for that plan, I would need wyvern eggs. That's right, wyvern eggs. So I proceeded to gather as many as I could, as well as to breed the few. I had 4 or 5 wyverns myself, breed them and get a few eggs from that also. Now, for this plan to be successful, there was something I needed, something I had found while I was over scouting on Genesis 2 earlier. It was in a rat hole. Actually, the first rat hole that I ever found when Genesis 2 came out. Not a bad rat hole at that. But there was a raided base in here. And something was left behind, something that would help me out. So I went over there to retrieve it. And of course it would be in the last vault I check. And there they are, cannonballs. Quite expensive to make. But I proceeded to head back to base and farm up enough resources to craft enough cannonballs, as well as a cannon and a few other things that I would need. The last step in this plan was to tame a couple of PTs. For getting around, but more so for the tame that I wanted to perform. Found a nice 150 female, and then I found this one. A male, not a great level, but I like this color, so I said why not. And that's right, we were going to tame ourselves a rock golem. So I proceeded to build a trap, and I was able to make a decent amount of kibble. Got a decent level on him. I also had a little bit better than primitive saddle, so that would be nice too. Now this, as you can see here, is another base. Back at the base again, but this, they had another one. I saw they had a second cave up the hill. They had put some of their stuff up there. And it looked like it only had 3 auto turrets. So since they were offline again, this was the next day, my plan was to hit this base first. Possibly me attacking the other base scared them into trying to put some of their loot up here. With only 3 auto turrets, this would be an easy raid. Once I had the door down, proceeded to go up there with my big guy. And yeah, this was going to be easy, as those auto turrets hardly touch him. He could literally sit here all day and get his wiggle on. So I proceeded to soak the one turret that I could. After that, there was a couple more turrets in there, but I wasn't able to soak them, but it wouldn't have been a problem anyway. They had exposed wiring, so simply walk in with the stego, and as you can see, take out the wiring. Very quickly, turrets were down, and the base was mine. But was there any good loot? First, check the vault. They were unlocked, so that did help. This one just had some basic resources. The second one, much nicer. 100 C4, a bunch of arrows, sniper ammo, 100 cluster grenades. That was a good take right there. How about the fridge? Nope. How about the cryo fridges? Oh boy. Now we're talking some good stuff. This was definitely worth it. Look at these tames. Full cryo fridge. All kinds of tames. Wow. But I would have to be quick, because I didn't know if they were going to come back online or not. How about the second cryo fridge? Oh yeah, same, loaded with all kinds of high-level creatures. Now when I had been scouting before I blew the door, I had seen in my orbital camera they had a hidden cryo fridge under the floor over here. So I proceeded to take out the floor, because surely if those two cryo fridges were full, this one would be full as well, probably even better. And it sure was. Lots of Rexes, high-level Rexes for boss fights, Deinonychuses, pretty much everything you could ever want. So I proceeded to take all that loot and go stash it away safely. Then I came down to their main base, which must have had even more good stuff. After blowing through their metal door, I discovered they had now placed a tech door as well. Probably after my first attack, they tried to beef up security. And this time I had metal arrows. Proceeded to take out their velo much quicker. And do the same thing. Simply try to soak most of their turrets with my rock golem. And this was going to go much better than my stegos, because a rock golem, as you know, against heavies and autos, he could sit there almost all day. So this was working really good. So I did this probably twice, healed him up probably 2 times, and then something happened. I got knocked out by something, unconscious, and I woke up to this. Yeah, they were back online. So yeah, that pretty much ended that. They destroyed my bed and my sleeping bags there, except I had one up on the hill where their other cave was. And so when I spawned back, they had killed my wyvern and my golem. That was their wyvern there now. And yeah, so they were back online, and I watched for a few minutes. There was 3 of them back online, so I wasn't going to do much there. So I went back to base. Like I said, I had secured all the good loot. And I felt like that was definitely worth it, because I didn't lose much. I lost a wyvern and a golem and an arthro and a few basic things I had on me. A few C4, but look what I got in return. The tames were incredible. There is everything here. There's Rexes, boss level Rexes. There's Stegos, there's Wyverns, there's PTs, there's RGs, there's Velos, there's Megatherium, there's Quetzals, there's Deinonychuses. There's literally everything you could want, and nice level tames as well. Certainly these guys have put some effort into it. Like, look at this Stego, level 279, 23,000 health. There's Utis, there's everything here. Got a bunch of gas, got a bunch of basic kibble, as well as some shotgun ammo. 100 C4, there's a basic sniper rifle, 100 cluster grenades, and 100 rockets. So yeah, that's a lot. We came out good on this raid. So I proceeded to hide the loot the best I could. But I figured at this point I'd need to get a base going somewhere, a proper base, because I am getting overloaded. In fact, I had to store this in that Doedicurus that I got from that griffin. So yeah, I'm going to work on getting a base, and that's where I'm going to be ending today's episode. Next episode, we're going to try to put together a proper base, because we need somewhere to store everything. Anyway guys, I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time.